welcome back to my channel. This video is all about Hong Kong and what you need to know before visiting. So one of the first things you'll notice when arriving in Hong Kong is how busy it is. It's actually one of the most densely populated countries on earth. It has a population of roughly 8 million people, which is about 70,000 people per square mile. So if you don't like a crowded place and lots of noise and hustle and bustle, Hong Kong might not be for you. There's no escaping the amount of people there are in this city. The next thing you'll notice is how beautiful the skyline is. You'll get some amazing views across Hong Kong, especially if you're staying near to Victoria Harbour. You can see across to Hong Kong Island. We stayed in the Tsim Sha Tsui area, which is near to the famous Chungking mansions. Before coming to Hong Kong, I was half expecting it to be similar to Bangkok, just a little bit more expensive. However, it's completely different to Bangkok and the rest of Southeast Asia, Singapore being an exception. I think the prices are comparable to London and definitely Singapore, both of which have a lot of British influences. So you'll see a lot of red buses, for example, and a lot of people here generally speak English. You get the impression that it's a very organised and civilised country where the people follow along with the rules. For example, 9th of March is when we were there and the mask mandate was actually lifted that day, yet 95% of people still continue to wear their masks, which actually didn't surprise me one bit. I'm sure it's going to take them a long time to get out of the habit of having to wear masks all the time. If you're planning to travel around Hong Kong by metro, then you need to get yourself one of these octopus cards. You can use this card on the ferry, on the tram, on the metro, and it can also be used in shops to pay for things. The fifth thing you'll notice about Hong Kong is that most of the women here are going to be carrying a designer handbag. Nearly every woman carries either Chanel, Hermes or Dior. And I'm assuming that they're all authentic, as I know the wages in Hong Kong are quite high. There are numerous designer shops everywhere you look. You can see designer shop, high-end designer shops. So it doesn't surprise me that there are a lot of truly wealthy people in Hong Kong, and you'll see them. When you're walking around Hong Kong, you'll see a lot of boutiques selling high-end designer items such as Hermes bags, Chanel bags, and they look like there might be shops selling fakes. However, when you inquire about the prices, they're definitely not fake. They're like 5, 10, 15,000 pounds. I just found it a bit suspicious that Hermes would allow their products to be displayed in such a way. Boxes thrown down on the floor and carrier bags thrown down on the floor. It just didn't look legit to me. Central seems to be where a lot of the business people work and reside. You'll see lots of businessmen there dressed up in their nice suits. There are lots of high-end hotels, restaurants, bars and shops over on Hong Kong Island. And actually, I think I'd prefer to stay there next time, as I really like the vibe. It's quite quirky. I love the little trams. And yeah, I just like the atmosphere. Now, to get to Hong Kong Island, you can either take the ferry, which we did once, or you can take the metro, and it's the last stop on the metro. The ferry is a short ride across, which is 15 minutes or so from Victoria Harbour, and I just used my octopus card, and it doesn't cost much at all. So when you're in Hong Kong, you're more than likely going to want to visit the Peak. The Peak is a place where you can get the most incredible views across Hong Kong. You're way above sea level, you can look down on all the skyscrapers and just get some amazing views. What we did is we first went to the Peak Galleria, where we took a few pictures, looked at the view from there. However, if you cross over the road and walk down a road called Lugard Road, you just walk for 10 more minutes down that road and you'll come to a really nice spot where you can get the best views, much better than the Peak Galleria. We saw a lot of photographers there on that particular day, and it's just a nice walk along the cliffside. The next thing you'll probably want to do is take the Peak tram back down the mountain to Central. Again, you can use the octopus card there or just pay a few dollars and get your ticket. The journey down takes about 10 or 15 minutes and it's just a really nice scenic journey down the mountain. So let's talk about how expensive Hong Kong is. You'll be spoilt for choice in terms of food. All the food that I tried in Hong Kong was just delicious. I absolutely love the food. However, the prices for the street food in a Dai Pai Dong were quite expensive. So if you don't know what a Dai Pai Dong is, it's just simply an open air food stall. similar to the type you'd get in Southeast Asia, which are very inexpensive. However, in Hong Kong, our average bill came to around £60, which isn't super expensive, but it's the same price as, a cheap restaurant in the UK. We just assumed because it's street food, it would be a lot cheaper. That's not the case here in Hong Kong. The prices we paid on the street were similar to the prices we paid in restaurants. The food quality was great everywhere we ate, so that wasn't an issue. We also went to a couple of rooftop bars, which was really nice. We went to some high-end ones. One was called Felix, that's on top of the Peninsula Hotel. And the cocktails were around £18 each, which is very similar to UK prices in a high-end place. We also enjoyed the rooftop bar at the Pullman Hotel in Central. We had amazing city views from both places, and I would actually definitely recommend going to a rooftop bar. One thing that might annoy you about Hong Kong is the constant beeping of the traffic lights when you're about to cross, when you're waiting. Also in the metro stations, it has a continuous beeping from the escalators as well. We also went to a place called Craftissimo, which is a craft beer place. My husband is really into craft beers, and he said they had a really good selection of beers. However, I wasn't too impressed with the underwear hanging above our heads. We also visited a well-renowned restaurant called Holy Fook, and to be honest, I'm a fussy eater, so there wasn't a lot of choice for me on the menu. So I just kept it simple with their chicken wings and some vegetables and rice. It was pretty tasty. But I love the fact that the kitchen is upstairs as soon as you enter the restaurant. In Hong Kong, you'll see a lot of unusual things on the food menus that you might not be used to in your home country. It's not like ordering from a Chinese takeaway in the UK. You'll see things that you didn't even know that people would eat those types of things. Another thing you need to think about when coming to Hong Kong is the weather. It's not hot all year round like Bangkok or other places in Southeast Asia. They actually have seasons. I knew this before coming, so I made sure I packed a lot of long sleeve clothes. The daytime temperature in March was around 21 degrees, and in the evening it dropped significantly, so I had to wear my coat. And I actually brought my single electric blanket with me. So I did actually find the wholesale market in Hong Kong, and I was expecting it to be like Platinum Fashion Mall if you've ever been there in Bangkok, and it was a bit similar, a lot smaller. However, the prices were about 3 times as expensive as Platinum Fashion Mall. If you're like me and you like to shop local brands or local clothing and brands or Korean fashion in particular I like, then you won't find that in abundance like you can in Bangkok. There are a few places such as the Argyle Centre and a few other places in Bangkok that specialise in Korean clothes, but the variety is very limited in my opinion. I thought I was going to be bringing home loads and loads of clothes as I usually do. However, I didn't find much to buy at all. So I was slightly disappointed with the shopping. They also have all the usual shops that you expect to see in every country, such as Zara, H&M, Bershka and things like that. Hopefully next time I'm back in Hong Kong, it's nice and hot and I can explore the beaches and some different parts of Hong Kong. Overall, I would definitely recommend Hong Kong as a vacation. If you love the hustle and bustle of Asia, then you'll definitely love Hong Kong. So thank you for watching, and please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.